This is the fighter and the kid, and we have Sydney Leroux. Sydney Leroux, she's a gold medalist in the Olympics. She plays soccer and she's super pretty. Super pretty, there's only one Sydney Leroux. But Big Brown called her Whitney. Big Brown called her Whitney. And now it's super, super awkward. It's super, super awkward.
Didn't start off on the best foot on this podcast.
Whitney, have a seat right in the middle. I was like,
I was like, who is Whitney?
Her name is Sydney Leroux. We're joined by
But it's early as hell, first of all, whoever's listening. It's super early.
It's 9 a.m. It's 9:30 a.m. The whole world has been working for 2 hours. And you're wide awake.
Wide awake. I got
Whitney, you sit over here. I was like, "This is what's going on? Is that her nickname?" And she goes, "Who's Whitney?" I was hoping you missed it.
Me too.
No,
Me too. I was totally hoping she missed it.
And by the way,
and then I tried back it.
Big Brown. This song's still going. Big Brown's all blushy. Big Brown's all blushy.
From brown to purple.
That's
brown
right.
to purple.
Brown to purple.
I'm sorry, I messed up.
My name. Which is like the worst thing that you could
It
possibly
is the worst. It is the worst.
Perfect.
It is the worst.
Let me just say one thing about Sydney Leroux before we start. You're a straight up smoke show.
Smoke show.
I mean, you're a
smoke show
giant
spectacular.
Piece. It's a little ridiculous. I find the fact that you're wearing an Abbott Kinney Fight Club T-shirt couldn't look better on
Couldn't
you.
look better.
Couldn't look better.
She's
on
our
you.
model now.
Why even wear clothes? I know what I'll be doing, like the creep I am the minute I get in my car. Googling your image.
For sure you're going to Google your image.
Hoping that they caught you in, like, I don't know, when your towel fell off.
Well, you can see her without clothes on last year's
last year's body issue. I did.
ESPN body issue. She was on the front cover.
Why would you be on the front cover of that?
Wait. What's better? Last year's cover with your smoke show body on it, or big fat Prince Fielder's body on it this time? Really out of shape.
Is he?
Are you serious? Have you seen it?
No.
Yeah, so Prince Fielder is a baseball player.
The thing is, it's like he's huge, but like he still kind of has a little bit of ab. Like within.
It's like one big power gut.
How is her sound levels? I think you're gonna have to talk up on the mic. Let's get up. Yeah, all right. I get yelled at for not being
absolutely
up on
fine over here.
Whitney,
can we drop that?
Nope, we can't.
Can we get back to Prince Fielder's fat body on the front cover of ESPN body issue?
Definitely not going to drop it. One of the things I noticed about the World Cup, and obviously looking at you, but is that the bodies have changed a great deal. Mm-hmm. Every one of these guys is lifting weights. A lot of those guys could take their shirt off and step into the octagon and look like MMA fighters. I mean, they're so ridiculously muscular.
Hold.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Not a fact. I wouldn't say they're lifting weights nonstop.
Yeah, they are.
We lift. Yeah, we do.
You lift, but
it's
not. They don't lift a lot. Okay. Soccer players don't lift a lot.
Okay.
We lift.
Heavy weights.
Sydney?
We lift.
No, I'm aware you guys work out for sure. You're not the
males
are not trying to put on weight.
May I ask the professional soccer player who's
they lift?
I'm aware they lift
a lot.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Dude, take a look. Can we bring up just type in
Ronaldo
muscular soccer players? That's all I want you to do.
Look at their legs.
Can you bring up muscular dancers?
No.
That's the fucking. Hey Brian, it's 2014. If you type in muscular, type in muscular cartoons.
Take a look at the American goalie. It's he's about as muscular. Yeah. He's more muscular than any MMA fighter I've ever seen. It's crazy, and I'm not joking about it.
Most of them are.
Take a look at those guys. Yeah. It's crazy how big they are.
First of all,
how muscular they are.
That's Bob Sapp. That's Bob Sapp.
I know.
That's a powerlifter. Brian, this is what happens when you don't use the internet. It's 2014. And you type in muscular soccer players.
That was DJ.
No, that's you asking muscular soccer players.
Look at Ronaldo. Find someone with a nicer body.
I'm not saying they don't have great bodies.
He's our boyfriend.
Ronaldo's 170 pounds.
No, he's not.
No, he's not. He's also like 6'3".
Yeah, he's a big guy.
He's taller than you.
He's 6'1".
No, he's taller than you.
You want to bet on this?
Yes, I do.
You want to bet too?
I know it. Google says.
Let's bet.
I've stood next to you. I've stood next to you. And I've stood next to him.
And so he's 6'5". Hey, everyone. Ronaldo's 6'5". Hey,
Okay.
I'm sorry. Have you met my lying friend Sydney, who doesn't know shit about soccer?
It's Whitney, actually. But no, I'm serious.
Oh, I'm sure you're dead serious.
You're 6'4", but you're actually 6 feet 6'1".
Who? Brendan's about 5'11". He just stretches.
Exactly.
By the way, that guy steps into any octagon.
Exactly.
Look at that guy.
People would be terrified.
Yeah.
No one's terrified of that guy. You know what happened when he stepped in the octagon? It'd be the fastest fight in UFC history.
Obviously, he's not a fighter, but if he was a fighter,
watch your P's and Q's. But don't put me on the defense saying these soccer players can jump in the octagon.
Don't go on the defensive.
They have sick
ridiculous bodies.
And
I wish I was Ronaldo. 100%.
Thank you.
And I think that their athleticism is on a different level than other sports. Do you know? I think you can go from playing baseball to going and playing basketball. You can't go from playing baseball to playing soccer because eye-foot coordination is completely different than eye-hand.
Well, by the way, you can't actually go from baseball to basketball. Ask Michael Jordan. It's a very different game.
But baseball to basketball is tough.
It's a possibility.
Right.
Well,
it's much easier. You can't just hop in and play soccer.
This is a debate we always have about like who's a better athlete and who's but for the most part, there's no question that soccer players are amazing athletes, especially on the level we were watching in the World Cup.
Right.
You're going to be playing in the World Cup in a year.
Yes.
I believe
year. In Canada.
In Canada.
Mm-hmm.
She's from there.
And my guess is that you're going to be starting.
I hope so. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows?
What do you do? What do you do in the off season? Is there an off season for you?
We don't have an off season. Yeah. So we have the NWSL, which is the National Women's Soccer League. I play in Seattle. It starts from March to the end of August. And then from the end of August, we get ready for qualifying for the World Cup in the end of September. So.
Can you explain to me why and how Brazil got so beaten? Could you see what was going on there?
I knew that they wouldn't get. I knew that they wouldn't win. They're not enough defensive team. It's like completely attack.
Okay.
Even if Neymar was on the field, it would have been 7-3.
Are they too selfish?
It would have been 7-3. No, I just don't think that they're a defensive team at all. Like, did you see the guy clear right into the 6-yard box?
But so saying that,
Brian doesn't. I'm gonna do you a solid here. Brian doesn't watch soccer.
Sorry, right into the 6.
Yeah.
Like right where there's a little tiny box. There's a bigger box.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, my question though is, it seems to me that if it's your game, you're playing Germany, a juggernaut. You'd think we should be more defensive in this game, or is that very hard to do?
I mean, I don't think that you're
Please
one or
stay
the
in
other.
your line, bro. Please stay in your lane, Brian. It's awkward for me to watch Brian try and come up with these soccer questions right now.
Well, but honestly,
it's a legitimate question.
Yeah, they got so outclassed.
It is.
It
was
seems
insane.
like that's 101 where you plan for
the
that.
game
right?
was over in the first 5 minutes, which never happens.
It's unbelievable.
Listen,
in a semifinal.
All I care about is the U.S. team, and I feel like we made big strides. Granted, we didn't win. However, every American's into soccer now. We started watching it, Brian. Absolutely. I had a soccer jersey on for most of the shows. I was so into it.
Mm-hmm.
It still has a long way to go for a lot of reasons.
America does.
What kind of viewership does Seattle get when you play?
I mean, Seattle's a soccer city. Seattle, I mean, we have the Sounders. It's like the Pacific Northwest is soccer.
Why
we
is
have
that?
Portland. We have Seattle. I have no idea.
You have the best teams, though, right?
Yeah,
and you have Clint Dempsey that plays up there.
We have Clint Dempsey. We have Yedlin.
You know Clint Dempsey is.
Yeah, but Pacific Northwest is primarily sensible white people in comfortable shoes who drink too much coffee.
Yeah,
it's true, with low blood sugar.
They love soccer.
Wow,
packed. The one I was watching the other day on TV, it was Clint Dempsey. They won against Portland. The stadium was packed
and Seattle
sold out.
Is like a huge rivalry.
Really?
For women and the men.
Who are do you have any idea, are the people watching it from another country typically? Is it a large Latin population, Asian population in the crowds?
No, I think it's yeah. I mean, you definitely find more Latino yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but where is it not popular? Where do people
not
watch soccer in this country? In the South?
Yeah. South. I mean, I don't think that LA is really big into soccer because there's so much going on here. That's why I think that it's so hard to have a women's team here. I don't think people would, show up, which is unfortunate.
How's the men's soccer team though? We signed David Beckham, right? The Galaxy.
Well, that was a long time
a while ago, I know, but they did it to try and bring it.
Was that a bust though?
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't.
No, I don't think so.
I wouldn't say it was a bust.
They brought on the smoke show David Beckham to save the team. That's what they did.
The team didn't need saving because they were always legit.
They were legit for sure, but none of us in this room heard about him until David Beckham signed.
You're talking about economically safe.
Yes.
Yes.
Then we're like, oh, sweet, David Beckham's on the team.
Bunch load of money. So.
Yeah. He's one of those guys. But those European soccer, I've always said, when I come back in my next life,
no better job. There's no better job in the world.
Well, I'd also like to be a professional tennis player. That would be pretty cool too.
Yeah.
But I want the hair. But soccer,
Tennis is
the camaraderie.
Yeah.
How long is their careers seem to last? So much running, and I thought to myself, and they are banging into each other. I'm amazed, and maybe I'm wrong about this, that there aren't more ACL tears and more injuries.
There are. There
Yeah.
are a few for sure, especially on turf, because we've been playing on turf. Actually, a big thing is the fact that the women are playing on turf, and the men would never in a million years play on artificial turf.
Because it's
Our
just too
World
hard
Cup.
on the body.
I mean, yeah, it's a completely different game.
Of course, yeah.
like,
Because you can't turn as
slide-
fast.
no,
you
can't-
catch your
you
knee.
cut, like you slide tackle, you have raspberries all the way down.
So
your leg.
the
You
men
can't
say
play properly.
we're not playing on turf, and you
Thierry
guys.
Henry will not play on turf in America. He doesn't play. He doesn't come to Seattle because Seattle is turf. He
Wow,
refuses
that's
to
gangster.
play. He refuses.
And so the girls, they don't feel the same way. You guys are just
We
like
do.
forget it.
No,
but you have to.
We're
play
gonna
on it.
fight this.
Oh, you're gonna fight
We
it.
think that we have the ability to fight this and make it an equality thing.
I mean,
because there's no way that
Is there not
men
enough grass
would ever
fields, or
play. You just put grass overlay.
for reals?
That's all it is.
It
the
makes
amount
perfect
of,
sense
The
to
amount
me.
of money that FIFA is giving Canada Soccer to put on this
Oh, I
World
bet.
Cup, it's possible. So
Well, it's those little details that you don't think about. I mean, if you're going to tear your ACL, there's a chance to on artificial turf. That seems like if there's anything worth fighting for, that's it. But for the most part, what I noticed is that a lot of soccer players definitely play up until at least they're 35.
yeah,
So you can have a career that lasts 15 years
For
as,
sure.
as a European soccer player.
for sure.
Sign me up. Who's the oldest player right now? 37,
I
38.
don't even know.
Yeah,
Couple of the
probably
guys are-
38.
Homeboy from the Netherlands was pretty old.
Yeah.
He had like the little, was missing all the hair in
Yeah.
the middle, had gray around
Well,
the
that
sides.
happens.
What I think is interesting is that you can tell a lot about a culture by the way a team plays soccer, good and bad. It does not surprise me in the least that the Germans are so team-oriented and really play as such a unit. Part of their culture is that discipline, that rigidity, sort of doing your part, playing by the rules. When you've got Argentina, and I was very impressed with the way Argentina played this World Cup.
Defensively too.
Yeah.
I didn't think that they were gonna.
Very impressed because again, it's a culture that allows for more. It feels self-expression. Certainly, the Brazilians are that way. Flashier
Exactly.
playing,
Exactly.
more exciting to watch, more emotional. The Italians are the same way.
Emotional.
Yeah.
I was talking about this with a buddy of mine who is also a professional athlete, and I think, and it's not a problem because soccer's growing, but when we were younger, like in elementary school, the teacher would come out for recess and dump a bunch of stuff out, right? Like bats, baseballs, footballs, basketballs, and soccer. A soccer ball, right? The soccer ball would be last and be like it'd be like, it wasn't like the cool thing to do. Like there's always like kind of this stigma with it where it was like not the.
It's not as flashy, right?
It
Not
was
as
just
many
weird. It
goals
was
scored.
like, especially where I grew up in Denver, especially in Aurora, it was like basketball, football, baseball. If you played soccer, it was almost kind of a girly thing, which is crazy to think about.
Almost anti-American.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, almost
which is
subversive.
where if you go to Europe, you go to England, wherever, Brazil, soccer, you're cool if you play soccer.
Yeah.
Which that's starting to turn now, and I think because the U.S. is getting this exposure now, especially women's soccer's a whole different level. It's there. Men's has a way to go, but I bet you start to see the athletes. More athletes are getting into it, because it's not going to have that same kind of sissy
more
feel.
athletes are putting their kids into soccer versus another sport.
Oh, let me think.
For
My
sure.
kid can put on a football helmet and ram into each other and get concussions, or he can play soccer and be a dime piece and run around the field and get a scholarship still to college. For sure, playing soccer.
Your reaction to soccer has been surprising to me because
I love it.
Well, and you're a stickler for like when I'll jump around and go, that guy's a good athlete, that guy's a good athlete, and nothing drives Brendan more crazy because he played sports on such a high level and
Right.
continues to. And he's like, dude, don't tell me about what he could have been if he didn't play D1 college or start in this. And he's right. But the one thing I was really surprised at is you didn't miss a game, not a game in the World Cup.
I watched
and love
every
soccer,
game.
so you appreciate them as athletes.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I think Ronaldo is a straight beast. They did a study where they had a guy do corner kicks. Just a regular dude. He's just some guy for the MLS team. Do corner kicks in broad daylight in like a warehouse, right? And they showed him the goal. He'd do corner kicks. He made whatever, like 6 out of 10. They shut the lights off. He can't see or like kick it now. He made 0 out of 10. Ronaldo they just showed him the goal from the corner, turned off the lights. He made 10 out of 10.
God.
Are you kidding me? Are
Tim
you
Howard
kidding me?
Played with him, and he said that he is the most dedicated, like, professional athlete he's ever seen.
I
Really?
love
work
hearing
ethic.
Ever.
I love hearing
All
that.
automatically, he's
Ever.
my number one favorite soccer player. When she told me that,
Yeah.
because there's a lot of guys, football, even in the UFC, NFL, NBA, where they're these freaks and they get by on that. Because they're so talented, they don't have to have these crazy world class work ethics.
Right.
So with Ronaldo, you really don't hear about it. When she told me that, automatically, instant fan, got his back.
like post game stuff. He's at the field for 2.5 hours after the game.
Wow.
Getting ready, getting his body right for like whatever he has to do.
And doing drills, right? I mean, he's the skill it
Unbelievable.
takes.
I heard the amount of money he spends on his body too, massage,
Yeah.
therapy, everything's insane, just so he can perform at his peak levels.
I always think about Ronaldo's masseuse, and
She attractive?
I was going to say, I mean, as a straight man, if I had to rub Ronaldo down, I would start questioning everything.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at it.
No,
all right, well,
no.
all right.
I would secretly be like, this is going to be awesome. I probably would be wearing pants, I think.
Look at-
But
he's like
the
a
point is,
statue.
He's
Yeah.
a statue.
He's
He's a
straight statue.
I'd have to have a hidden camera and just sell the footage.
Speaking of
POV, Brian Callen's hands, Irish Italian peasant hands on the statue of David, the living statue that should be in the Louvre. How's that, Ronaldo? Let's work the glutes. I'd have an echo on it. Let's work the glutes. It's too much for me.
we already did that.
It's very strong for
We
me.
already did that.
Why your big friend with the ears? Why he's here?
Why he have boner?
Why they call me his has a boner? They call
Why he have boner in back?
No, Ronaldo, it's okay. He's a fighter. He gets a boner because he gets excited. He's a big fan of yours. It's not a sexual thing. We're going to have you open your legs here. Control his head there, big bro. And do me a favor, Ronaldo. You're a great athlete. He'll snap your neck if you're out of line. Just pick a spot on
Just
the wall.
relax.
We're going to work what's called our magic. You're about to get rubbed down by the fighter and the kid.
And the fighter's greased up in a sunga.
Why,
Two sungas.
Why he wears sunga? Why he's so greased up? I don't feel good about this. Shh, Ronaldo. Shh. It's all right. Gotta keep working the old gluteus maximus.
So stupid. Speaking of massages, can we go?
That was kinda creepy.
That was I zoned out. I just went
really
black
good.
for a second.
That
They're
was
talking
really
about that.
I got some drool.
Speaking of massages, I meant to tell both of you this story. I told you a little bit about this. I had to ship some Fire in the Kid stuff, and next door to this UPS place was a massage parlor, and I'm like, my back is tore up, right? My legs back are tore up. Look at you guys looking at me. My back, legs tore up.
You
So
told me
I'm
about
like,
this.
you know what? I could use a good massage. I go in there, and I'm like, in the area it's in, I should be all right. It's in Marina Del Rey, right? In
Right.
the area I'm in, it doesn't look shady. Had like a nice picture on the wall, whatever.
Sure.
And she goes, this lady comes out the front. She goes, what you want? And I'm all, just like a deep tissue massage. She goes, Thai massage, $29. I went, $29? I mean, I can't afford not to do this, right? So I go one up because I'm like, I don't know what that includes. So I'll do the one up from that, the deep tissue massage. She goes, you want stretching? Sure. Now my whole time in my head, I'm thinking, does stretching mean happy ending? Like, is this gonna get
No.
weird?
Have you not had a Thai massage?
No, I haven't. Obviously not, because I was
it's good
paranoid
stuff.
as hell.
Amazing.
Oh yeah.
So we go in the back, and I'm in just my shorts, athletic shorts. She comes in, and the whole time I'm like, man, this might have been a bad idea. And I have my shorts on. She goes, oh, you take those off. So I'm like, dang, it is one of those places. Dang.
You told me. He said there should be a green.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So the whole time I'm just thinking to myself, this is gonna be so awkward. First of all, the biggest Asian lady I've ever seen. Beautiful girl, probably all of 6 foot, every bit of 6 foot.
Wow.
Gets
got
on
some,
me.
She's got some Samoan in her.
I don't know what it is.
There's a little Peloponnesian in there.
I don't know what it is. She starts
Polynesian.
walking.
Peloponnesian.
Polynesian.
Sorry,
Poly-
Peloponnesian is Spartan. I meant Polynesian.
She starts
Damn it.
she starts walking on my back.
you, Sydney.
She starts walking on my back with these giant feet, which felt pretty good. The massage, the only reason I knew it wasn't shady is because the massage was pretty legit.
Yeah.
Pretty legit. But I can't relax. because I can't relax because I'm always curious. Is she gonna reach for the?
Especially if she's got an
for
extra
Little
large
Brown.
hand.
Exactly.
And now
she's a big girl.
You feel a little inadequate.
So this is what I was telling Brian. I go, bro, I got an idea. They should have, when you walk in, a red light or a green light.
I think that's illegal.
No, why? Why? It should be like a.
Tell us.
Pretty sure.
Tell us what's going on.
A green light means it's all good here.
Yeah.
There's no shady business. Red light means, yeah, come here if you're looking for that.
If you're freaky.
Yeah, so then you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Is that not brilliant?
It is. Or
Yeah,
you
but
just
I think
have.
or it's just illegal. I don't think you can have massages with happy
Yeah, you're
endings.
not allowed to
It's
have-
illegal.
Well, I'm aware it's illegal, but I'm telling you,
Then just
it's
have an ambiguous.
everywhere.
Have an ambiguous sign. Clean your pipes. Keep them clogged. Too gross.
check off.
Clean pipes. Keep them clogged.
That's
Up to you.
See, that's vulgar.
Too
That's
gross?
vulgar.
Sorry,
Girls
Sydney.
don't have to worry about this though.
I like that
at
Sydney's
all.
like guffawing.
She's like, you know what? I'm good.
Sydney, let me ask you a very personal question.
Okay.
If there
Get
was
ready
a,
for
if there
this.
was a spot, if there was a massage place, and you could go in there and get pleasured after you got massaged by a bunch of soccer lookalike guys, like European soccer players,
So
do you
good
think,
shape
do you think
dudes.
women would go?
100%.
You do?
Woman, yes.
I love
Really?
it.
If a woman went to a massage place,
Let's say forget the
a
sexual stuff.
Ronaldo
Let's forget the sexual
massaging
stuff.
her?
Yeah. You think you'd be packed?
packed.
We got to open a business.
That's a good
bro.
business. What should we call it?
Well, I don't know if it would
Smoke
work.
shows are us.
Smoke,
know
smoke
if
bros,
it
smoke
would
bros.
work.
Smoke Bros.
Somebody
Smoke
tweeted
Bros
that.
massage parlor.
I'm giving you credit. Whoever tweeted that, it was funny. Smoke bros.
Yeah. I don't know.
I promise you. I've actually had this conversation with one of my girlfriends. So
Really?
Yeah.
And your girlfriend was like, "Damn, I need massage. I just wish there's hot guys to do it."
no, I think it'd be like more for older women.
Yeah.
Yeah, I for sure think that they would do that.
I feel like this would be a hit in Marina Del Rey.
Yeah, probably. Anywhere there's wealth.
A little older too.
But then you'd have husbands parking outside waiting for their wives
Who
going, I knew
cares?
it. I knew it. Not me.
I
I'd
don't
be
care.
like, how was it?
Me too.
All right.
I don't care.
Please.
I don't care.
I'd be in the corner. I'd be crouching in the corner, crying with my video camera. Look at his legs. I knew you like guys like that.
I'm gonna pull a Brian Callen here, and this is what he asked me, and this is what he asked a lot of the pros that come through here. At what point did you know you could be a professional athlete? At what point? Was it like when you were a kid? Brian asked me this. I said it was when I was a kid when I was playing football, and it was just way easier for me than everyone else.
I was 4 when I started playing soccer, and I was like super little boy, like tomboy to the max. I didn't want to be a girl whatsoever. I hated it. And I played with the boys. I played all through, like up until I was 14, up until I moved to the States. I played
It's fine.
baseball with boys. I never played softball. And I was 4 years old. And I was like slide tackling, and I was doing all the things that I still do now. And I was slide tackling and just like feisty, and my mom had the video camera, and this guy had walked by, and this guy goes, "She's going to be in the Olympics one day." I
Wow.
was 4 years old. My
Dang.
mom still has the video.
Wow.
Dang.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think that I knew that something was different, and that
You could
I
feel
could
that.
do something.
Yeah.
Real quick though, her mom and dad were both professional athletes.
Mhm.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
There you go.
And what
So
kind
two
of-
X-Men got together and made this
That's impressive.
little
What
demon.
were their sports?
My mom was on the national team. She was a softball player. She was a third baseman, and my dad was a pitcher.
Wow.
And then all 3 of my uncles were baseball players too.
Okay.
Catcher, pitcher.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
Well,
there it
there it
is.
Oh,
Different
there
genes.
My family, let's see. My
All
my
dancers.
family comes from my mother's side comes from very small, round Sicilian people.
Mhm.
So they did a lot of petty crime and a lot of peasantry work.
Petty crime.
Yeah. My dad just comes from just German and Irish
Mm.
drinkers.
Mm.
So I got that going for me.
Mm.
But we got a lot of heart.
Lot
I
of
love
heart.
when people say that. I got a lot of heart, dude.
I know.
One thing about me is
You
I
can put me
hustle.
in there, bro. I got heart though.
That's like,
Sweet, man. I hear that all the time.
I played basketball with my friends, and I was terrible, and they needed an extra guy, but I was like,
Mhm.
and my friend felt bad for me after the game. He's like, Brian hustles. Brian definitely hustles. Brian's a hustler.
That's not a
I
good
was like,
trait.
hey, bro, don't ever patronize me like that. Don't ever tell
Is
me
there
I
anything
hustle.
worse?
I don't want to hear that because that's very embarrassing. By the way, though, I mean, I think America finally knows the kind of athlete I am.
From that picture?
Yeah, I think they see the kind of ups
The
I
vert?
got. And not
That's
only that,
impressive.
how flexible the 47-year-old kid
I agree.
is. That's why they call
Might be the most epic picture I've ever tweeted or Instagram.
Certainly the most epic picture I've ever been involved in.
We were just messing around.
I said, I'm going to try to put my crotch in your face.
Yeah, and I was like, someone get a picture of this. Our friend literally snapped one picture, and I was like, there's no way he got it.
Yep.
Shows it to us, and I was like, both
I mean,
of
the
we get it.
sun is glistening
both
off
of us
my
are like,
chest.
whoa.
I was like, what?
Did you guys see the picture, Carlton DJ? Epic.
Pretty awesome.
It was a good picture.
How did it end? Because I saw that.
I literally said, we were on the beach and I had all this energy and I said, I think I'm going to jump really high. Because this is going to sound so silly, but when I used to demonstrate with Taekwondo, I used to break boards. So somebody would hold a board over their head and I would jump up and, do these jumping roundhouse kicks. You can't use it in fighting, but it was always flashy. And I would get this feeling sometimes when I would demonstrate, I go, I feel light today. I'm going to jump high. And I took ballet in theater school, and the one thing that I knew was I could jump high. And my teacher would always say, "Geez, you look like you have springs." So I could do all those weird tour jetés and stuff. So in this one, I went, I think I feel like I'm going to jump high right now. I just felt very light, and there it is.
Came out good.
For sure looked like Baryshnikov.
I missed my calling. I could have been a ballet dancer.
We're giving out a free Firing the Kid T-shirt for the best caption. We got
hilarious captions.
We have so many.
We need to read some.
They're so funny.
Yeah, they're very, and we will read them. I want to talk more with Sydney though about what her.
Back to Sydney. Enough about your athletic ability.
I was going to say.
Can we talk about hers? Played at UCLA. How about that, Brian?
Yeah.
When you were at UCLA as a freshman, did you know you were going to do this for a living?
Yeah. I mean, I always wanted to. As soon as everyone went through puberty, I realized that I wasn't going to be the first girl in the MLB. That was my dream.
Wow.
And so I quit baseball, moved to the States to pursue soccer. My mom is Canadian, my dad's American, so I have dual citizenship. And I decided that
love Canada.
I love it's amazing, my favorite place in the world. That I wanted to play on the best team in the world. So I left home when I was 14 years old, and
you were already ambitious on that level. You just said, I want to play on the best team. You knew at 14 years old that you had what it took to be one of the best.
Yeah.
Well, think about at 14, she's on the road nonstop. Not too many 14-year-olds are
just
playing.
Mm-hmm.
Traveling, soccer's traveling nonstop, right?
Yeah.
I asked you before, I said, if you had kids, would you let them play soccer? You said, probably not, because the schedule is such a beast. They're on the road nonstop. It's miserable.
When you're on the road like that, let's talk a little bit about how you maintain your body, how you work out, how you eat. Are you very disciplined about all that?
I try to be, but I also try to have fun too. I also try to live a little bit. Some people are very, very serious, and soccer is the end all be all. I don't think that would ever work with me. I need to have fun. I need to have something away from soccer because it obviously consumes my life. So
you're not that strict about things, but you obviously have your things.
No, I have exactly.
Well, we were talking about people are super it's all they have. It's all they think about all the time. It's not good. They burn out. You know what I'm saying?
And then if
like
something
we have
goes wrong,
people we know
something goes wrong, then
it's just that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it. Well, we talk about this. Brendan and I talk about this all the time. What do you do after sports? What do you do after all the competition is over? How do you supplement that kind of energy?
This one's young too, by the way.
How old are you?
I just turned 24.
Oh yeah, you're a baby.
Yeah,
you're a baby. So just call me daddy from now on. But here's the thing.
For sure, don't call him the kid.
No, but just
That's
whisper
weird.
it. Just whisper it. No, but have you given any thought? And you don't have to, of course, because you probably have another at least 10 years to go.
Yeah.
Do you want to play for 10 is the question.
I want to play for 10.
Do?
Yes, I want to play for as long as I can.
Wow.
I want to have kids and play. Mm-hmm. So that's something that I want to do. We have moms on the team and
on your team now. You have moms?
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. I think that it's great that we can bring our kids on the road. I mean, it's obviously tough. It's a very difficult lifestyle for sure. But very worth it because. Yeah, winning a gold medal and hopefully winning a World Cup next year. I mean, wow, unbelievable. So.
World Cup.
Are you guys are the favorite to win it, correct?
I mean, we're number 1 in the world right now.
So that'd mean you're the favorite.
Explain why that is, because we know that saying that about the American men's, we have a little ways to go before that happens.
Yeah.
Why the disparity? Is it because other teams in other countries don't put as much emphasis on female sports?
No, because Europe is huge. Soccer
really?
in Europe is huge.
Women's soccer.
Yes.
For sure.
I didn't know that. I did not know that.
So, those are our hardest competition. The France, the Germany, the Sweden,
Brazil,
Japan. Brazil is good. There's a lot. I mean, it's going to be tough. This World Cup will be tough. And the hard thing is that we only reach those tough games in the tournament. So
Right.
we don't see that enough. We don't have.
You're not even
friendlies.
familiar necessarily with their style of play. I mean, you watch tape and stuff.
We know. I mean, we've been playing against each other. I mean, I have this girl who plays in France, who I've been playing against since I was like 15 years old.
Oh my God!
And so we always see each other, and we're like,
Hey, yeah, just
That's
doing it.
crazy.
Both of you
Speaks
just
not
doing
a-
the damn
you
thing.
know, speaks not a word of English, but it's just like you have this thing that like we grew up like.
That's
playing,
incredible.
you
That's
know.
cool.
That's kind of
Against
that's
each
got to be
other.
pretty cool. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like a camaraderie.
Yeah.
Is there a difference do you notice a difference in athleticism? So if you're playing, say, I don't know, Japan, or you're playing,
Yes.
Sweden.
It's completely different style. Japan is like the most technical team because they don't have our athleticism.
Oh,
So they don't have our speed, they don't have our strength,
interesting.
but they can hit a ball on
They
a
make up
dime.
for it in
Yes,
drilling and
because
technique.
They're so technical.
Wow.
I play it with a girl in Seattle from Japan, and she is, to watch, one of the most unbelievable players.
Just skill.
Just purely skill. And she is maybe 110 pounds. Just tiny. This tiny little thing.
Amazing.
5'1" maybe.
Amazing.
And just can does whatever she wants. Yeah.
And whereas with you playing like
Unbelievable.
the Holland, where they're all 6'1",
Or Germany.
Germany
is like
strong.
Who's the biggest
big
girl on your
girls.
team?
Um.
Is it usually the goalie, like men's?
Yeah, but I mean, Abby Wambach probably our forward.
She's a big girl.
She's a big girl. Yeah, she's actually has the most goals ever scored by women. She just
Dang.
broke it, I think, last
Damn.
year. Yeah.
The damn.
156
Damn.
international goals. I think it was.
156.
She's older, right?
She's
I've seen her
33,
play
yeah.
for a while. Yeah,
She's
short
been
hair.
my she's
Yeah.
been my
Rock.
took me under her wing, and
Really?
yeah, she's unbelievable.
Where does she live?
She lived it actually. I lived with her in Hermosa 2 years ago, and then she just moved to Portland. Everyone moves.
Who is the female Ronaldo, Leo Messi of the world?
Probably this girl named Marta from Brazil.
Marta.
Marta.
Really?
Yes.
Can we bring up Marta? I want to take a look.
Yeah.
Do we not have it on the screen here? Or?
She's the best in the world.
I mean, she's the Ronaldo.
Really?
For sure.
She is. What makes her that?
She's fast, and it's like you can be fast, but you got to be able to dribble and keep possession and keep the ball under control when you're fast. She's probably one of the only
Is she
girls
young
who
too?
can really do it. No, she's not.
What's her last name?
Just do Marta.
The other thing I think is interesting is that you can say whatever you want, and people are great athletes, but like you said, soccer is such a team sport. It just is.
Yeah.
My
So,
boy Messi begs a difference.
there she is. Beautiful too. Cute.
I mean, if you're rocking the number 10, you're pretty much a badass in soccer, correct?
Look at that. There she is.
There's Abby.
Marta.
There's Abby.
Marta.
Yeah.
Wow. I love it. Can we see that? Can people see that on the podcast, or is this just silence? Look at that.
Just pure
Just as
science as
we're-
we just
as we're looking
as
at
we
it.
examine this Brazilian X-Men.
Yeah,
There's that.
she's awesome. There you guys are. United States women's national soccer team. Bunch of cutie pies on there too, by the way.
She played Megan Rapinoe. That's one of my teammates on Seattle.
One of your
Seattle.
teammates I've met, she was on the Olympic team, and she's blonde and beautiful, and she teaches kids soccer down in Runyon Canyon. And I've had a couple conversations with her.
Oh, you must
Couldn't tell you what her name is.
fantastic story, Brian.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
asked her if she
I
does
also one time
commercials.
played soccer in elementary school. Fantastic.
Hey man. So there we have it. Do you watch? We're here to talk a little bit about fighting. Do you watch?
Right.
I think when we weren't doing the podcast, you said you watched UFC until.
Yeah, I loved it. I really loved it. And then the Silva fight kind of ruined it for me after. I saw
Anderson
the
Silva
leg
fight
break.
against Chris Weidman where he broke his leg and his leg fell off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Freaked you out a little
Brendan
bit.
and I fell into each other's arms.
Literally freaked me out. I was with my mom. We were in Cabo, and we were watching it, and I literally almost threw up. So
Yeah.
after that, I was like, "Ooh, it's
Yeah,
a little tough."
well, that's not an easy thing to see.
So after that, you're like, forget this.
No, not forget it. I still enjoy it, but that
Yeah.
one
that was rough.
was tough. Yeah.
to watch his foot fall off.
Yeah.
And you do have those injuries in soccer.
We do. Yeah. We have some pretty gnarly injuries, but
well, some of those head collisions, some of those like running into each other and bashing
There's
each other's
some concussions,
heads.
right? For sure there's concussions from headbutting the ball.
They
and
actually
stuff.
have a lot of issues with that actually with kids. I mean,
the problem is especially with this World Cup, a guy from Uruguay got hit in the temple, completely knocked out cold. He got up eventually, came back, and went back and played.
That's not good.
And we had Taylor Twellman, who's been a big time like advocate for concussions because he can no longer play after all of his issues with his concussions and stuff.
From soccer.
Dang.
From hitting the ball with your head, from hitting other guys.
Knee. He went to slide tackle, and the guy was running full speed, and his knee came up and hit him. Like,
it's weird, right? You don't think of soccer and concussions
until you see it. Until you see it, and you just go, "Wow!" I mean, you know, because that one guy who got the goalie, the German goalie, who hit him so hard, and he's a giant. That goalie is a giant and a dime piece. My wife was. Clearly would leave me for him, and I wouldn't blame her.
She was feeling it.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about
the fights, which we're doing the Rogan Fight Companion podcast for Jim Miller, Donald Cerrone Fight Night.
I look forward to throwing in my 10 cents and having you guys criticize me for it.
Yeah,
it's become the beat up Bryan calendar.
It has
a little bit.
You gotta educate yourself before you step into that.
I educate myself, but you know it's gonna happen anyway.
It's true,
and that's okay. America.
I feel like America has your back.
Can we bring up the card on that? I want to take a look at this. We got Cerrone Miller. Should we just get right into? Because you know our boy Donald Cerrone, who we love. I'm never betting against him because it's an emotional thing.
But this
and Donald is, as you always say, if Donald Cerrone shows up. He's the best in the world.
At 155,
yes. Talk to me about why Cerrone is a threat. Brendan Schaub.
I mean, listen, it's just a tough... I love Cowboy. You know this. Cowboy's my boy. It's a tough matchup for Cowboy. It's just Jim Miller's... man, I don't know where to begin.
He's so rugged, man. He's so rugged, and he never gets tired, it seems.
And and Jim Miller always shows up. There's never been a fight where like, Jim Miller just didn't show up. He always comes to fight.
Yeah.
And I would say Donald Cerrone's jiu-jitsu is tricky. Jim Miller's jiu-jitsu is some of the best at 155 in the world.
It is?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, I mean,
Jim Miller,
I knew it was really great. I didn't know he was
black belt in jiu-jitsu,
level.
ridiculous. He submitted a black belt 2 fights ago. He's ridiculous. Won his last fight by guillotine. I mean, you're talking about one of the best submission artists ever at 155.
Wow, that's saying a lot.
I'm just stating the facts.
I haven't heard that.
About Jim Miller?
Yeah.
See, this is why you get roasted.
As far as you're telling me at 155?
Hey, DJ, everyone knows Jim Miller is a monster at jiu-jitsu. Yeah. Black belt
at 155, you're telling me he's...
Top 3.
Wow.
Yeah, for sure.
He's submission after submission. Yeah. He's known for it. That's kind of what he's known for.
And you think that Donald Cerrone will do his best to obviously then stay off the mat with him? Donald doesn't have a lot of, from my experience, like with the Nate Diaz fight, I've always noticed that Donald doesn't have as much confidence in his ground game as he should have.
If a guy has any kind of jiu-jitsu, Donald really doesn't go to the ground. He just keeps it standing. Which in this fight, I guarantee he's going to want to keep it standing.
Right.
That's what I think he's going to do. He's just try picking him apart. But Donald's a very, very slow starter. Jim Miller's not. That's trouble for Donald. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Jim Miller's a
hell of a fight.
He's
especially,
a buzzsaw.
You got 5 rounds of this.
I every time I look at how deep the 55-pound category
is. Dude, 55.
It's so crazy to me.
55. If you're a 155er and you're not in the UFC, you should be working on your tools day in and day out. Because once you get to the UFC at 55,
it's a meat shredder.
Everyone's a black belt in everything. You literally have to have all your base covered. The rest of the weight classes aren't like that.
They're not.
They're just not. 55, you have to be good at everything.
85 might be pretty close.
Not like 155.
Really?
155 is just so deep.
I mean, you've got Pettis.
At 55, it's just everything. Yeah, you got a ton of guys, Brian. We don't have to name them all. Yeah.
Jim Miller. You got Donald Cerrone.
Yeah, we don't have to name them all.
But you can keep going.
Guys. Yeah, I know.
You can keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
I don't know who the best is.
Exactly.
It depends on the day.
It depends on matchups. It depends on matchups.
I have no idea.
The rest of the card's good. I mean, freaking Barboza versus Dunham's a fun fight. Barboza's an absolute nightmare.
He's got all those weird kicks. Wheel kick.
Let's do Cerrone beat last time, knocked him out with a jab and jumped on his back.
Yeah,
and then, of course, my boy Justin Salas is fighting from Denver. Always rooting for him. The card's good, man. It's a bunch of good matchups, equally matched up guys.
All of them who look like soccer players. Every single one of them, by the way. Every single one. You're saying no? You're not saying no, right? You telling me every one of those guys doesn't look like baseball?
Looks like a soccer player.
Yeah, he's thinner. He's more ripped. Yes.
Well,
I mean,
Gleason
Brian, you know how much
Tebow-
running
Gleason Tebow's
soccer
very,
players
very thick.
do?
Soccer player body. For
yeah, they do.
you, on the other hand.
Soccer player.
Oh, Brendan did not play.
Hey,
Brendan
that
could not
guy
play
looks like a
soccer.
soccer
could
player.
not-
Look at that guy on the right. He looks like a soccer player.
Not play.
That guy's jacked.
Yeah,
You could not play soccer.
No.
I've had this conversation with him before.
And then Jessamine Duke,
Brendan-
Ronda's roommate.
Brendan could never play soccer. I told him.
I said the mobility, he would be ruined.
Yeah, he doesn't have mobility. And can I be honest with you? This is what they'd say. And this is.
Are you ready for I'm going
I'll
to
be
shut
the
down
coach.
both your dreams right now. I'm going to shut down both your dreams.
I have really good feet. Blah, blah, blah.
No,
I know
no,
that's
no.
what
First of
you're
all,
gonna
I'd be
say.
a goalie.
For a big guy. For a big guy. For a big guy. For a big guy. You do. Yeah, for a big guy. But can I be honest with you? Can I be honest with you? You ready? You a little slow. No, but I mean, honestly.
Would I
you
beat
slow.
him in a race? Would I beat you in a race?
In a foot race? No.
Well, Brendan's
chance.
faster than you think, but
Not a chance.
that's a very good question. And I'd like, what do you run the 40 in? Do you have any idea?
Oh, I have no idea.
Did you ever run the 100?
No.
Brendan's much faster than you think.
than it looks.
He did play in the NFL, and he runs you'd probably run a 4.7 now, 4.8, 40.
When I'm down like 235, I bet I can run a 4.6 still.
Really?
Yeah. Especially when I'm down 235.
He trains all the time. He's way faster but there's not a shot.
I have to smoke Brian
beat me.
outside of a comedy show.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, you wanted to race me. There's a bunch of people watching, so we race from a street light to street light. I probably beat you by I don't even know.
You beat
6
me by
garlands?
two
And tight
horse
jeans?
by 2 horse
Tight
lengths.
jeans.
By 2 horse lengths.
Tight
You were
jeans.
kicking high. And by the
I was
way,
high stepping.
I'm a 47-year-old comedian who doesn't run. So congratulations.
It was your idea.
And you're a pro athlete.
It was your idea. I didn't want to race you
wanna see how
in my nice clothes.
Want to see where I stood.
Want to see what's going on.
By the way, we're going to redo it.
No, I'm not redoing it.
No, we're going to do it on the beach where I got some traction and I'm
Beach.
warmed up.
God.
Now you'll crush me. But I would like to see how you do against a top rated professional soccer player
In
you
running?
Get, you
who
get
looks
crushed.
the way she does.
In running or what? What are we crushing?
No, not
what?
guys, not
Crushing
guys,
what?
not guys, not guys.
Crushing. No, hold on.
Women.
Let Sydney finish. Crushing what?
I said running. Okay, say you beat me in a sprint.
Which is silly. Yes.
Which is, I mean,
Would you? Are you saying it's silly because you would?
No, I mean it's stupid. I mean,
Why? What's the matter?
I would ruin you with a ball at my feet.
I'd
You
hope
would
you
literally
get
fall.
paid a lot of money to do that.
Your ankles would be broken.
If we did penalty kicks, I
He doesn't have the
guarantee you
ankles
I'd
for
stop
soccer.
2 out of 10.
I'm not a goalkeeper.
You're kicking on me. I'm the goalkeeper.
Oh, no, I would score 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10?
Yes.
I
10 out of
disagree.
10. You know what? I want to get this on videotape because I am putting all my money on Sydney Whitney Leroux. And
Sydney Whitney.
I'm telling you right now, Sydney Whitney Leroux.
I can't believe you called me by
Stops you
another
every day.
woman's name. Can we just talk about that?
It's okay. You know what? We
Please.
already did.
You know, I get hit in the head for a living.
Oh,
Yeah.
please.
Remember?
He panicked. He
Please.
panicked.
Don't talk about that, but yeah.
Please, give me a break.
I get hit in the head for a living.
Yeah.
I always thought if I was a woman UFC fighter that I would get my ass.
No, see, that's what I want to talk about. Let's talk about her women's UFC fighter.
I think you
Now
could do
we're
it.
talking.
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
You'd be athletically, no
100%.
one can really keep up with you.
100%.
Not a chance.
I would just run around.
Your speed.
Until they got tired.
They would just have to follow me.
Your leg
Until they
kicks.
got worn out.
Now your leg kicks and your leg kicks, body
Her
kicks.
body type,
Forget
for
it.
sure.
You'd be kicking people's legs out.
I'm feisty.
She's strong.
Feisty. Yeah.
You're a competitor,
I'm
and you're
feisty.
confident.
And I
yes.
think, but the thing
Super
is,
confident.
this is what would happen.
Take it down, Mitch. I need you to take it down, Mitch.
This is what would happen. I think
There's
that I
only-
would get
There's
very.
only one ego in here.
I
Big
would-
enough to fit in this room.
I would get.
Both of us can't fit in here.
I would get very angry, and I think that would take over, and I think that I could do damage just from being angry.
I believe you.
You can't fight angry.
I know,
That's when you
that's
lose.
what I heard.
That's when you lose.
But
Believe me,
I would go nuts.
I did it against Ben Rothwell. Fought
Yeah.
very upset and
Yeah.
lost. Fought very upset.
Why did you?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
I just fought. I came out through a spinning back elbow, rocked him, and then just came in. I was like, I'm gonna destroy this big dude. Started fighting angry. It's not good, man.
Yeah.
You can't fight. You can't do any
face
sports
would just
angry.
not be.
You can't do any sports, especially
Because when you fight angry, any sport, if you do anything, they did a test where they told one group of world-class runners to run at 80%. They told the other group run at 100%. The guys that were told 80% had better times than guys that run at 100.
They were looser.
They're looser, just more relaxed. Same with anything
but that
you
has
do.
nothing to do
80-20
with
rule.
anger.
It does. Because when you're angry, you're
tighten
putting
up.
everything into it and you
I
tighten
know,
up.
but
You're giving it 100%.
108. Well, yeah,
You're
I
emotional.
understand,
You're not.
You're super emotional.
You're not in your own
not
body.
See,
thinking.
but like if I got hit in the face, I would be rattled. I would be mad.
Well, everybody does,
mad.
but
You'll get used to it, though.
yeah.
I mean, we can slap you around here if you want to see how you react to it.
slap
I'll
you
hit
around.
back.
I know.
She would too.
We can slap you around a little
She's
bit.
ready. Look at her. She's leaning toward you.
Over
I hit you back. And your chin's down. Your chin is down looking at him.
She's ready to go.
She's ready
She's
to go.
been in boxing, Burn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Way before. You were in boxing before I was.
it was.
Years ago. 1974.
Yeah, I wasn't born then. But
1974 doing a little boxing.
She's a baby. When you were born?
1990.
1990. I was.
I was 40 years old.
Well, I was out of college. I was a year out of college already. Sorry.
Let's talk about why you're in LA. You're in LA for the ESPYs.
I'm in LA for the ESPYs.
And are you a presenter?
I'm doing something for the body issue, and then tomorrow is just strictly for the dress.
Strictly, yeah.
Yeah.
Strictly for the dress.
Yeah.
She's still a girl.
And
Great
yeah, she
athlete,
is.
still very
Oh, yeah.
girly.
Yeah.
And you are very girly.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Girly, and she can pull off those tattoos. When's the last time you saw a girl pull off
Very
tattoos
sexy.
like that?
Very sexy.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Your first tattoo was at what age?
I was 14.
I was 12. 14?
Yeah.
Damn, which one?
I had a
It's a covered up now for sure.
definitely covered up. I had.
Oh, I love this. We talked about this. I love this. Horrible tattoo stories.
on, hold
You'll
on.
go and I'll go.
Okay.
Oh, I'm saying you go.
Okay, man, with the football. With
Oh,
the
hold on.
crown
No, he's-
it.
That's fine.
Okay.
You go
You had a flaming soccer ball on your as a tramp stamp. Can we talk about that? A flaming soccer ball. All right, we get it. You love soccer. But you
Hold
took
on.
it to another level.
So take me through that and take me through your parents' reaction.
At 14,
Okay,
first
so
of all.
so I had a bet with my mom. We were at nationals, and I said, "Mom, if I score 10 goals and we win nationals, I get a tattoo." She goes, "Fine."
Your mom's like, okay.
Oh boy.
Well, I ended up scoring 13, and
Wow.
we won nationals, and she had to stick with her plan. So we won. She came and got the tattoo with me.
Your mom has the flaming soccer ball as well?
No,
She got
she
it there.
came and she was with me. Obviously, she had to sign off.
Yeah.
You know, she's just shaking her head, whatever. But she's like, you love soccer, so it would make sense to get a flaming soccer ball.
Flaming soccer ball. I love it. And
Right?
you
May I
love
see it?
soccer.
May I see it? Is
No,
it
it's
still
covered
there?
up. It's covered up.
covered.
Yeah.
She's inked up all over
Yeah.
her back.
Okay,
now.
so
She
what's
covered up.
so
Totally covered.
let's go through your tattoos. You've got that says what?
It says, "What you do speaks so loud that I cannot hear what you say."
Oh.
Yeah. I like words.
She's
Love,
tattoo of her
love.
dog. You got Boss on there.
What kind of dog?
He's a Chihuahua. He's
Is Chihuahua?
evil.
If you follow her on Instagram, I think it's more of Boss's Instagram than yours.
Yeah.
All it is selfies of you and Boss. Let's be honest.
Boss also has his own Twitter, and he has over 8,000 followers.
What's his? Give Boss a shout out on Twitter. What's his Twitter?
Boss Leroux.
Boss Leroux.
Boss
At Boss
Leroux.
Leroux.
When you
just
have
doing
kids,
the
a
damn
dog's
thing.
just a dog.
Yeah.
What is that?
You don't have to go over every one of
Yeah.
them.
A lot of
Yeah,
Native
It's a lot of
American.
work. A lot of
Native
personal stuff too, as well,
Yeah,
Brian.
Yeah.
for
A lot of
sure.
personal stuff, Brian.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot of Native American stuff too.
Yeah.
You got a feather down your neck.
That's so
I
the
love
feather.
that.
Can the cameras get picked up? So the feather on your neck. That's when you know you think you're gonna make it as a professional athlete. Is when you get tattooed on your neck. That's just another level. It's like, you know what? I'm not going to work at
No,
Remax.
no, that
I'm
was
not going to work at Starbucks.
that's not even the
I'm going to get
point.
tatted up on the neck.
Because-
they're not hiring you with tattoos on your neck.
Yeah, well,
or
if you don't
face.
want to hire me, then I don't want to work for you.
Well, it's good because you're not getting hired by Remax with a tattoo on your face.
Well, I would not be working there.
Well, it's not even an option anymore for you.
Well,
When you
I'm
got that,
I'm
Remax
just
said,
saying.
door closed.
I'm
There
just saying.
goes your Remax career.
There goes your dreams of working at
Remax.
Starbucks.
Starbucks?
Well, you just can't when you get that.
Yeah, you can. There's so many people with those big. It's a coffee shop.
It's
you can
modern,
do whatever you want.
Yeah, you get modern primitives. You got a bone through your nose. It's all
Not
good.
the coffee shops I go to.
Oh,
We run a
I'm
tight ship
sorry.
at Shopworks.
Shopworks.
There's sure as hell no tattoos on your face.
I'd like my
making
barista
cappuccinos.
without holes in her face, please. Thank you so much.
Real quick, the nose piercing? No, fired. That's how I'd
You
run
don't
my
like
shop.
nose pierce?
I love.
Nose pierce. I don't like the ring.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
I like nose
I
piercings.
used to have a little one.
A little one's sexy. A ring like a bull.
I used to
no one's
also
trying.
have a ring like.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
With the flaming soccer tattoo. It's a good thing we never met because I'd been like, whoa, 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 whoa.
I had my nose, my bowl. I had my this. I had my lip.
That's
I had
disappointing.
in
This is
here,
so
I
disappointing.
had it
I'm
here.
turned.
Oh.
I'm turned on right
I had
now.
my belly button pierced. Obviously,
Really?
top everything out. Yeah.
I like
Let-
piercings.
Can we talk about relationships? Can we go to relationships now? Are you comfortable with this?
Oh, yeah.
I love sharing this story. We all know this. I've talked about this story 30 times. We have a friend named Jason Ellis, famous show on Sirius Radio, extreme sport guy, did some MMA, very good friend of the show, Jason Ellis.
Okay.
His girlfriend's also on the show.
His girlfriend, she's like an assistant on the show, but yeah.
Yep.
I don't know how to be. Him and his girl are so into each other, they cut each other and drink each other's blood. Like they'll be at a steakhouse, and he said this is the scariest time he had. They were just trying to show each other love. She cut him with
Why?
a butter knife. It went too deep, and he had to drip it into his coffee, and then they drank the coffee.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Have
She
you?
looks like she's gonna gag.
How? Yeah.
You just touched your throat.
I'm telling you, I
That's
love sharing this
disgusting.
story with everyone because it's so intense.
That's no.
You haven't loved, so you're cutting yourself with a butter knife at a
right.
steak table.
That's
or
right.
you're just a little weird.
See, you're not ready for that.
Especially
you're
a
not
butter
ready for
knife.
that. You're not
Hey,
ready for that.
so
I asked Brian.
I'm not doing
I said,
that.
"Is there anyone you love in this world where you'd cut yourself and do that?" to?"
Not even my own kids. Here's the thing. Here's the thing, guys. Especially with a butter knife, it takes way too long.
I mean, that's
Not a
just too
chance.
much. I mean, there's absolutely no reason for it. There's a lot of other ways that you can show your love before cutting.
Have
each
you
other.
ever dated a guy with any weird fetishes? Obviously, not to that extreme.
Hopefully, it's that extreme. Keep talking.
No.
Let her talk.
No,
Nothing.
Just plainies.
Just some boring, straight
Yeah,
Plainies.
plainies.
corn huskers. Just boring, freaking nothing.
Do you find yourself being attracted more to athletes?
100%.
Yeah. Not
Yeah.
artists
I
who are
think-
really good at self-expression.
It's just-
it doesn't matter. I don't know.
you like athletes, or you like older comedians who are
can jump
super funny?
jump
I just
high.
think that athletes, there's a different you understand the passion, you understand the. Not saying that
Sure.
other people don't have passions
Sure,
and stuff,
sure.
but you understand the commitment to do something that you love so much, and that there's an end point, like that winning a World Cup, bringing that back to the U.S. is obviously my dream.
Yeah.
And so and then you have other, football player, Super Bowl,
Yeah.
UFC, you want to be the champion.
It also helps that they're
different.
generally pretty good looking and in good shape.
Yeah.
This is the other side of things, and let's talk about this. And I've dated athletes. You've dated athletes.
Yes,
We've
I
talked
have.
about this.
We have.
When you deal with two professional athletes, to be a professional athlete, you have to be selfish. There's going to be a little bit of ego involved, and you have to be selfish. Well, when you mix that with another athlete, world-class athlete, then you get this.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
going to be very tough to
And
make
you
it work.
also
Believe me, Brian.
Sometimes
You're button
you
horns.
compete.
Yeah.
you
Well,
compete with each other.
For sure.
So that's another kind of shitty thing.
So
about
do you
dating.
think two athletes, and there's not too many. There's
Not.
really not that many.
There really
Name an athlete couple who made it.
Well, the only
Hold,
couple I can
hold,
think of, the only couple I can think of
hold.
is Andre Agassi and Steffi Graf, and they're still married. But
Yeah.
but
One
that
of my teammates is married to Drew Holiday, who plays in the NBA. We all went to school.
well,
together.
also there's so much traveling.
Yeah.
You're
It's
away
just-
from each
yeah,
other.
It's really really hard.
This is
really
the thing
hard.
with professional
we
athletes.
were gone 300 days before the Olympics.
This is the thing with professional athletes, especially soccer. Soccer's a whole nother level because they're always on the road. But in basketball, same thing. You got to realize you're away from each other. Well, when you're a professional athlete, you're going to have options. It's not like
You have options in general. whether or not.
nope.
Yeah, you do.
Not the same options as a professional athlete or celebrity. If I'm Joe Blow, which everyone and I go, and let's say I go to New York for business, are you saying he has the same opportunities as a professional athlete who flies into New York to play a game or a fight? I'm gonna do you solid here.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Okay, I
not.
understand.
So
I get it.
if I'm away from my girlfriend or wife for 300 days and I'm traveling around.
There's a lot of candy thrown your way.
There's a lot of candy, and it takes a very,
temptation.
very disciplined, unique type of dude to not give into that temptation. And this is being professional athlete.
And you see
professional
it.
athlete.
We all see it. We see
all know
especially
that.
with
Yes,
guys.
for sure.
I mean, I just being around them, you just kind of look at the kind of women that are drawn to big professional athletes, and you're just like, well, that's a lot of energy thrown your way.
Well, at the same time too, if you're a pretty girl, you have those exact same options as a professional or celebrity. If you're a pretty girl and at night,
if you're a Sydney Leroux, you don't have any trouble getting guys.
Well, of course she doesn't. She's a celebrity and obviously ridiculous looking. So if Sydney Leroux doesn't play any sports, nothing, she just looks like this.
She's still getting.
She's going out. The business, yes.
She's going out in that T-shirt and those jeans.
She
by the
could
way,
go
and
out.
stop in
She
traffic.
could go out in the Abbott Kinney Fight Club
100%.
shirt to the hottest club,
100%.
and you could forget your wallet, ID, nothing. You're getting drunk, having a great time.
Oh, you're not paying for a drink. You're not paying for a drink, and
we've had this conversation before.
Yeah.
The paying thing, that's like one of my things. Like, how do I?
You have to pay. You have to pay.
So we talked about this. So
Yeah.
So she's dated guys, or is dating a guy who, I mean, how do you even want to explain this? Where you would have to pay for it. So Sydney financially is doing very well.
No. This is what I'm going to say. I don't like I don't know. I guess it's a stigma.
The ego. Really, it's an ego thing.
That, like, the guy, like, you know, always pays for the girl, blah, blah, blah. I think that, like, no matter what, if I'm on a date, I will always put out my credit card, whether or not the guy's going to pay or not.
That's rare.
Because I don't want him thinking that, you know, I'm after him for the wrong reasons.
Or you owe him something.
Exactly. That we're on the same page. I can buy you dinner.
See, that's an ego thing. That's an ego thing, because most guys are like, you know, you do that whole bit, like, I'm with my girl, I got money, I got my dick tight. You know what I'm saying? You do that whole bit.
Yeah.
For guys, it's like, when I take a girl out, I'm her protector. I'm going to cover everything. I got dinner. I'm going to open the door. She's mine.
Sure.
So I'm paying for things. I don't have a problem. Believe me, I dated a girl before. We go out. She's not paying for a damn thing.
No.
And she has
not a damn
way more money than me. Not paying for a damn thing.
Correct.
Where it's kind of like, damn. Like, there's when you get past the honeymoon phase, then it becomes, all right, we're partners in crime. What is mine is yours. So it's not an ego thing where we go out, or I pay for a vacation, you pay for a vacation. It doesn't have to. It's not old school anymore. It's not the 50s.
Right.
It's not the 50s.
But
how about you hold the door open for me? It's not 1950 anymore.
Of course,
Right.
a woman still wants to be treated like a woman.
I agree, and she should. I'm just saying, with guys, they need to drop this ego where you have to cover everything. I'm not saying you got the nice steakhouse.
I won't.
What do you mean?
I pay for everything, and I hold the door. And I know you're saying that, but nah. I'm still old fashioned.
I'm with you, Brian.
I'm
the exact same way.
I would rather be with an old fashioned guy in that sense, but I'm always going to put out my card. Just
All I'm
to
saying,
make sure
yes,
that he knows
100%.
that I'm not.
And I'm just saying, even her being like, "Oh, here's my card," just acknowledging that is good enough for me. I don't.
And then you're like,
I have
know.
the money.
Right.
I got this covered.
Yeah.
I don't need you to pay for it.
Sure.
I don't want you assuming and taking for granted
that's
that I'm
the
just
thing.
going to cover everything
Right.
all the damn time.
Right, of course.
Especially when you're talking vacations, meals that are $400 or $500, drink stuff.
Right.
You just you don't say thanks. You just assume it's all taken care of. You think you're more entitled because you're pretty? Hell, no, I don't
Right.
I don't mess with that.
By the way, we're almost out of time.
We got
It's
fan questions.
10:23, and we've got to.
10:23.
Yeah, so we got to get
Fan
this going.
questions.
We gotta
Fan
hurry up.
questions.
We got to hurry up.
Fish and giggles. Fish and
I'm supposed to be on
giggles.
set, by the way, in about 20 minutes. But you know what, Warner Brothers?
At my hair appointment. So.
Let's
Well,
rock
guess
and roll.
what? We're not doing anything. No one's leaving anywhere until we finish these fan questions.
Let's go.
Let's get a
Let's
couple
do this,
in. Let's get a
DJ.
couple in.
Give us
We should
five of them.
actually read some of the
Give us
captions
five of
too
them.
of the
Yeah.
picture.
You know what? We'll
Let's
pick.
do like 3, and then you can do like your captions. You
All right,
want
let's
to
go,
do
let's
that?
Or should we just pick the caption next time? Because there's so many. I want to pick a good one. Next show, we will release who won the Fighter and the Kid T-shirt from the best caption.
All right, but we should.
All right,
then-
cool.
We don't have time, Brian. You guys got to
Now,
go.
It's time
Fan
now,
questions.
though.
Justin Ho asks, all 3 of you, what 2 celebrities would you like to watch throw down in the octagon?
Oh man, we'll start with you, Brian.
I'd say Russell Crowe and Mark Wahlberg.
Well, that's pretty good.
They both figure they're tough guys. I'd
That's
like
true.
to see who. And my money's probably on Wahlberg because he can box a little bit.
Sid?
Oh, I don't know. I would want to do something like
Something weird.
something weird. I don't know. You go first.
I wouldn't mind giving Chris Brown and Rihanna a rematch, but just have it legal.
Chris Brown and Rihanna.
But make it legit.
Make Chris Brown super drunk and drug him a little bit.
No. I think Rihanna whoops his ass. I think she's more athletic. But you just make it official. Give him the 4-ounce gloves.
Chris Brown's pretty athletic. I saw him dance. He's pretty athletic. He's built like a soccer player.
I don't know.
You got nothing.
I got nothing.
You don't want to see Kim Kardashian get her ass whooped by like Serena Williams or nothing?
Oh, that's a good one.
Kim Kardashian,
K,
Serena
Williams.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Serena Williams beats up everybody, including you.
Probably 100%.
She's got a serious ass.
Next question.
All right, this one's for Sydney. Who would have a better chance of being a soccer star? This is from Zark Arnie.
We know the answer.
Either Brian or Brendan.
Brian.
Yes.
They started at the same time coming up in the soccer world.
Brian.
It would still be Brian.
Yeah.
100%.
Man, you wouldn't even get to be a world class.
Hey, bro.
No.
Sorry about that. She knows soccer.
She knows soccer.
And she knows soccer.
She knows
It's all
soccer.
right.
Oh, I know.
Sorry, you can't win
I know.
everything.
She knows soccer so well. Ronaldo's 6'5", everybody.
Hey.
6'5".
Ronaldo's
All
taller
six.
than- Ronaldo's
He's
taller
not.
than
I've
you.
seen him in person.
Yeah.
I've been next to
You
him.
haven't. You saw a poster.
Yeah.
I did not.
Stood next to a poster.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Confirm
No.
he is 6'1".
6'1". On Wikipedia, he's 6'1".
Honestly, when I
So
was
they're
next
off
to
by
him,
4
I was-
inches.
He was tall.
Yeah, he's tall.
He was taller than.
That's because he's dreamy and you couldn't get over him, and you thought he was 6'5".
He's
He's
6'.
all of 6'1".
He was
not
wearing-
6'1".
I was wearing sneakers,
in
he's 6'3".
heels.
I'm
He
sorry.
was
And I've
Sid,
stood next
you're,
to you,
you're
and
wrong.
you're not that
You're
tall.
so off. It's not
You're
even
not
funny.
that tall.
Brendan, you're
I'm
so
6'1",
off.
so be quiet.
I'm 5'11", and
You're
Ronaldo's
5'11".
6'5".
You're 5'11".
But they both
He's
know soccer so
tall.
well.
He is tall.
Next.
He is tall.
All right,
People don't
Brenda
realize.
Isabel Ramos asks everybody, who is your athlete crush?
I think I know my answer. Sydney Leroux. Sydney Leroux.
I don't know. I really don't. I don't know. I really don't have one.
I don't really have a sports athletic crush. You know, I've been randomly into. It's just so weird. Is it? Brian's? You're probably not gonna know who this is. You will. That the pop singer Iggy or the rapper, the girl from
yeah,
Australia.
yeah.
How weird is that?
Yeah, that's weird.
I read this whole 10 things you don't know about Iggy. I'm like, who is this? And I'm looking like, all right, I'm not mad at that. Not mad at that. Okay.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I like her music and I'm super into her.
Oh.
So Iggy, I don't know her
Iggy.
last name. Iggy.
All right.
Azalea.
There you go.
Yeah.
She's from Australia.
All right.
Brian, look her up. She has an ass for
I'm
days.
going to.
Yeah.
I'm going to.
She says when she goes out in public, if she wears tights, everyone she can't walk down the street. If she covers her upper ass with a sweatshirt or something, she's
Wow,
fine.
that's
Do you
an
think it's
outrage.
do you think it's firm or do you think it's cottage cheesy?
I think it's pretty firm because
I'm
there's so
gonna
much
say- I'm gonna
dancing.
say
You think it's
firm.
cottage cheesy?
I think that when you get
Think it's soft?
when you get that big of an ass, it gets a little cottage cheesy no matter how.
It has to be,
Has
right?
to be.
So you're saying
Wow.
Kim Kardashian?
How do you spell Iggy?
Cottage
Soft?
cheesy.
Cottage
a little
cheesy.
bit, for sure.
Iggy, Brian?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, did you go to college?
IGGY.
IGGY. IGGY.
right.
That's
My-
how the song
All right,
goes.
so next
Ooh,
question.
yeah.
Let's get
Never
through
mind.
this.
I
Chase
had a crush, but not
um,
enough. A crush.
asks Sydney this.
Okay.
Craziest, what happens in the Olympic Village? Did you stay in the Olympic Village?
Okay, I did stay in the Olympic Village, but soccer and basketball travel, so we were only in the Olympic Village for the final. So I was there for about 5 days. Got to meet Neymar, got to meet all of these crazy people that you look up to, and they're all sitting in the same little place you eat, which is crazy.
Did anyone do anything crazy while you were
A
there?
lot of sex.
That's the thing.
That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard.
Everyone
That's
said.
what everyone says.
It's
Like
not.
they're importing condoms and shit. Just
Yeah,
these deliveries
I didn't see. I'm
of
sorry.
condoms and
I didn't
lube.
see. I didn't see
Nothing?
one condom. I didn't see one condom in the village.
Wow.
What's weird to me is in the Olympic Village, there's
So
McDonald's.
unprotected sex. in the-
We had McDonald's prior to our final game.
Hey, America. Hey, Olympics. Step your freaking game
No,
up.
it was-
Quit giving
it
them
was
McDonald's.
amazing. They had every single country's food in the cafeteria,
They did.
and then they have McDonald's.
Okay.
That's ridiculous.
Well, McDonald's is,
Yeah.
Big
Super
Mac.
unhealthy, Brian.
Have a big,
You
somebody
have
told
the
me-
best athletes in the world eating the worst food in the world.
Somebody was saying that. I think.
Yeah, but that's for after you're done your. After
Well,
you win a
my
gold
boy
medal.
Usain Bolt said he ate chicken nuggets every day before he raced.
They said Shaq ate
Did it work?
eight
Yeah.
Big Macs at first snack. All right.
Another sponsor who will not be sponsoring this podcast.
That's all right.
McDonald's, check them off the list. So, last question. Adam Kuzniski asks everybody, you're on death row. Last words before they flip the switch.
Good question.
Ooh, that's intense.
You guys can go. I'm ready. I got mine.
I'd
course you
love
do.
to say something. It'd probably be something like this. I tried hard. I tried hard. I'd say it twice for effect. Ready? I tried hard. I tried hard.
Yessled.
And I might, as I leave, I might just go, Ronaldo.
Ronaldo.
See, I can't beat that. I don't know what I would say.
I would say I beat Arlovsky and then just die. I won that. I'd say I won that fight
That's
and then
very
die.
funny.
Yes.
I won that.
I won that fight.
And I'd be at the
Everyone
window,
knows
I'd be
it.
at the window like this, my hands pressed against the glass going, you did.
You did, man.
You did.
You did, bro.
You did. But then you just see my arm around Sydney. Like, you bastard. We're going to miss you. We're going to miss you. And she's just crying on my chest. She goes, and she looks at me, she goes, thought I liked athletes. Changed my mind.
Meanwhile,
Back into my
I'm
chest.
dying. I'm dying.
As you're dying, shh, don't look. Don't look, Sydney. Here, let my mouth soothe you. Old grandpa mouth on young
grandpa mouth.
athlete mouth. And you just see me
Old
go,
chap grandpa
You
mouth.
see me go, 1990. vintage 1990.
Like a fine wine for Brian.
Grandpa mouth. And she's like, you smell old.
Bad grandpa. Bad grandpa
And
mouth.
what's with that vein in your forehead? Oh, well, you're paying my bills. Even though I'm probably richer. Oh, sorry, that's my... All right, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I think you don't end better than that. Sydney Leroux, gold medalist. Sydney Leroux.
Whitney,
Thank
whichever one you
so
want to
much.
call her. My bad. I'm sorry we got started on the
It's okay.
wrong
I want to
foot.
apologize for Big
I
Brown.
just want to say my favorite UFC fighter, because that was one of the questions. I'm going to have to go with Arlovsky.
I love her.
He is not your favorite.
What's your Twitter? And
I'll
what's
Definitely
your
take a
my
warm
favorite.
hand to your face when the show wraps.
Well, I'll kick you back.
Yeah,
Right
yes,
in
you
the
will.
face.
The donkey kicked me
Yeah,
back.
I will definitely kick you in the face for 2
sure.
reasons.
and for sure, if we ever do the penalty kicks and I stop
We will.
2 out of 10,
You're not.
Oh, we
Definitely
gotta,
am.
we're gonna.
That's
videotape.
happening.
This is a pledge to you
after
guys.
your season, when you
Dude,
come back to LA, we're doing these
We
penalty
are
kicks.
videotaping that.
Yeah, we are, Brian.
Okay, Sydney, where can we find you? Twitter, website.
At Sydney Leroux on Twitter and at Sydney Leroux on Instagram. SYDNEY.
Easy enough.
LER.
Also known
OUX.
as Whitney. Just kidding.
Sydney
I'm
Whitney
sorry.
Leroux, thank you.
This is the Finally Kid. If you want the shirt Sydney's wearing when we blast this out at Kenny Fight Club, www.thefighterandthekidshop.com. I'm going to make a call on this, and we're going to give the free shirt to @LOL with Chase for the best caption. And
We're gonna read the captions. Some of them were so fun.
this one's good. This guy's getting a shirt. We can give more people shirts. This guy's for sure getting a shirt. And because he incorporated a little bit of Brian, a little bit of Vegas for us. And he put not hearing a peep out of Zumanity with this move at Brian Callen. You're getting a shirt at LOL with Chase. DM me your info, my man. This is the Fire and the Kid special edition. Little gold medalist over here. Sydney Leroux, Fighter and the Kid. We're out.